All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled "Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father" at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below, as usual. This one is entitled "Mentally Late to the Party." When people try to tell us things for our benefit, we have a history of ignoring who's telling us the right thing or marginalizing who's telling us the right thing, and then going down a path that leads in a bad direction, hitting a wall, and then that waking us up, and then we're mentally on the same page as the person who was already the proper authority to talk about this, or the canary in the mine who made sense. Let me tell you why I say this. Isaiah Washington talked about switching up cars so you don't get followed by the police. People got triggered by that because I'm black and I should be able to do whatever I want in this America. If I got money, I could buy whatever. And they're not going to shoot me just because I got a nice car. Sometime later, it's like, you know what? Maybe we should just not be so... maybe we should blend in more. You know, and not fit stereotypes so we can be pulled over by police and harassed, because when they see certain things, they're going to make the assumption it's us. And now people go, yeah, you know what? Maybe we should do that. You're mentally late to the party. Remember when President Barack Obama got in and Tavis Smiley and Cornell was like, look, man, this guy's a politician. You got to be on him. Everybody, oh, give him time. I was one of them idiots. A couple of years passed. I started looking around. Nah, I can't rock with you, B. You on some board now. We need to hold his feet to the fire. Now that he's gone, people showing up. You know what? Barack should have did this and could have did this. Why he didn't? You mentally late to the party. You know what I mean? When people point out how racism in America affects people who are black, and people go, whatever, and then black people say something like, you know they're coming for you next. You don't know what you're talking about. And you're not going to be able to use the black agenda for your little whatever. And then people are like, they're not going to use us. We were all in it together. But they don't never do anything for you. And then all these other groups make it all about civil rights and just like civil rights. And then when something happens to a black person, they're nowhere to be found. And then you got black people like, wait, what? Well, they're not ever there for us, but they always want us to be there for them. You mentally late to the party. Malcolm X told us the things that we needed to do in the 60s. And people was ignoring and marginalizing and brushing off the things that Malcolm was saying in the 60s. And now you got people who were alive then, people who weren't born, who bought into all the other propaganda, who now come around and say, you know what, Malcolm was right. You mentally late to the party. And it's a big problem with it. You know, when we talk about, you're using Steve Harvey as an example, right? Even Dave Chappelle. You know, Donald Trump is going, we gotta work with him. He the president, blah, 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 blah. And then people are like, you know, truth be told, people are like, yo, it's okay to work with people. Yeah, it's okay to see what they're doing. But certain people, they let you know who they are and where they stand. And ain't going to be no working with that. And then, you know, people like Steve Harvey, Dave Chappelle, Omarosa. It's not what we thought. Who the fuck you mean we? You mentally late to the party. We already told you what it was. You know, when it comes to the Second Amendment and bearing arms and defending yourself or having a right to bear arms, you know, all of y'all are sitting there, I'm scared of guns, and it's so violent, and I don't know what we doing, and how come we can't talk this out? Are they talking with your ass? Now some of y'all starting to think about it, like maybe we should get a gun. You've been saying by any means necessary for the last 40 fucking years, and in one of the pictures Malcolm had the AK, right? But now you just caught on? You mentally late to the party. The feminism argument about what it will do, what it could do, the rift between black men and black women and where it started, you know, and the black women who said certain things over the years, and people like Frances Cress Welsing said certain things about racism and just in general, and y'all fought against all that, and now some of y'all starting to come around. You know what? It's this, and this. Yeah, they've been told you that. You mentally late to the party. And before I go further, I'm saying this for the same reason, and I repeat. We have a lot of people in our community who are mentally late to the party. And when they show up, and people tell them, okay, you've been behind the curve for years. Now you're at where I was at 10, 15, 20 years ago. Now, to get you ahead of the curve, this is what's been going on. In this direction we go. What do you people normally do? You revert right back in the buck in the system. I just learned this today. And because I'm mentally late to the party, but I'm here with everybody else. We starting from scratch. You know, everything's a clean slate because I just showed up. It's not a clean slate, asshole. If this person the people who already warned you what is going to happen, when it's happened, you want to consider they prophesized, they had good foresight, they were good at predicting the outcomes. Why would you revert to marginalizing and ignoring them when they've been right? Again, you know, a lot of y'all, that's how we can't get on code, because a lot of people are mentally late to the party. And all of you sheep show up around the same time because y'all show up at the same time because it's fashionable to wake the fuck up. But when it's not when it's fashionable to go back to sleep, your stupid ass gonna go back to sleep. And then the same people that you know, the next generations of Malcolm X's and Fred Hamptons and Amos Wilsons and Dr. Frances Cress Welsing and Shahrazad Ali's, you know, and the Martin Luther King that they killed, not the one that you always, the content of my character, not that one, the one that got killed that basically sounded just like Malcolm X. That some of y'all are mentally late to the party and y'all didn't even know that. You know, and the ones of y'all that are going off into all these different directions and ideologies to escape the issues of the black community. Because if you could fall off into this feel-goodery and whatever ideology you got, it's a little bubble that's going to make you feel safe. No, it's not. And when your little bubble bursts and you show up mentally late to the party and you want people, but you can't be deprogrammed out of the bullshit that you like, then what? You know, that's what let's talk about money, let's talk about economy, let's talk about family, let's talk about legacy, let's talk about all this other stuff. If a lot of our people were mentally humble enough to know that they didn't know what the fuck they was talking about at first, and they were wrong about the ideology they took and the direction they went in, and when they come to the party, they sit there with an open mind and open ears, we would get a lot further. But the people who are mentally late to the party are just like people who show up to the club late. You know, the club closed at 2. You show up at 12:45. Wasted your goddamn time because all the fun you looking for already really happened. You got 45 minutes tops to kick it. People are gonna be scattering out the minute you pulling up. Why? Because you late to the party. The girls you was looking for leaving with the guy that you wish you was because you late to the party, and vice versa. You get what I'm saying? Because when you showed up, shit was just supposed to stop. No. You know, the family situations that we having, the people who go in a particular direction and then years pass and they say, man, I need to go back to that family member that told me all the right things to do, but I didn't want to listen to them. See what I'm saying? You mentally late to the party. But now, if some of y'all are getting it. Now some of y'all are so sentimental, y'all don't want to separate from the people who want to stay late. You know what I'm saying? That's a problem. Because now that these people just showed up, and now they know it all is because they just showed up. The problem. Because some of y'all people who are mentally late to the party was fuck ups anyways. And y'all mentally late because y'all wanted to be on some bullshit. Y'all was having fun doing dumb shit. And now that your dumb shit caught up with you, the new party is to be mentally late to the party. So all the fucking idiots of all the other direction that you went in, whether it's dysfunction, whether it's too deep in religion, whether it's too deep in integration, whether it's too deep in I got mine and you know, get yours kind of thing, whether it's too deep into the idea that you know, I'm different and I'm special. Now all of you type of people show up to the party and you bring your superficial superiority baggage to the party, and you still can't listen to the person who's the canary in the mine. You still can't listen to the person who you just caught up to them years ago while you just showed up. And they're years ahead of you. But you can't see it because all of you fuck ups together, and this is how y'all deflect and manipulate and don't take accountability for y'all actions. Y'all congregate to stagnate the progress. You know, and because you mentally late, when those people move on without you, you're going to waste more time. You know, and some of y'all don't really care because you want to commiserate in being a dumb motherfucker. So if you want to show up mentally late to the party, that's on you. But see, when you become an adult, when you're an adult and you're doing this as a habit, it's a problem. Because a lot of you people are in this false pretense where we're going to put it in the next generation's hands. If you mentally late to the party with the people in your age range, you probably ain't bright enough to give the information that you have, that you just caught on to the generation beneath you. Because a lot of this shit you want the younger people to do and show, you ain't showing them. You ain't telling them the right way. You just fucking showed up. And the information that they're giving you that you can give to the next generation, you ain't trying to hear it. Because you like being late to the party. So guess how far behind they gonna be? That's just my thoughts on that, man. We out.